I'm not listening. I don't know, Baba. I'm going in this thing right now. Good evening. Let me get both streams going. Good evening. Welcome to the Crimson Lotus Tea Happy Holidays live stream. Thanks for joining. Let me know if you guys are what you're drinking. If you got some tea going on. I know it's a little bit late, but I want to brew up some tea anyways. So we're gonna have a little fun. Let's see if audio levels are off or anything like that. Let me know, and I'll figure it out. Doing some new configurations on the computer, so we'll see how it actually works out. Yeah, so it's almost Christmas. Just a few short days away. It'll be here. We're gonna be brewing some Lao Chateau. Check out these guys here. Look at that. Look at these big huge fatty nugs. Like maybe this one right here. Brew up this guy. What do you think? Should we do that? We're gonna do it. We've got some new tea on the site, including this Lao Chateau, which is super. Ro, what's going on? Happy holidays to you. Thanks for saying hi. I'll see you tomorrow. Ro lives down the street, and Ro is actually the one that snagged this tiny little cutie teapot when it was on the stream last week. And Ro's done with school, so he's gonna come down and he's gonna hang out with us tomorrow and pick up some stuff. So it's good to see you. Oh, Lucy broke out the Stormbreaker tonight. What's going on, Lucy? Thanks for joining us. I haven't done a Friday night live stream in a while, so I'm pretty excited about it. We've got a lot of stuff we put onto the site last night. We've got 5 new teas, a whole bunch of teaware that's just available from Seattle. In fact, we're going to be spending some time getting this guy seasoned up for the next person. Yeah, dude. Tea with Neldon. Yeah, Neldon, your package is on the way. I've been super quick about the orders the last couple days, trying to make sure that I get them like to the post office in time. So your package should get there super quick. Yeah, we're gonna start doing a little season on this teapot here. This is one of the Yixing teapots that we sell on the site. I think it is still technically for sale. I haven't checked in the last couple minutes, but we'll kind of go through this teapot and take a look at it. This is a heavy pot. It's really heavy. It's got some density to it. So I'm thinking one like this is probably a little bit more set for something like pu-erh. Let's see how heavy it is. Yeah, this thing here just by itself is almost 250 grams, like just the teapot. So it's really thick. You can see the walls on the teapot are really thick. Something like this really holds the heat in. Something that holds the heat in a little bit more is usually a little bit more better suited for show pour. Sometimes with the sheng pour, it keeps the heat in just a little bit too strong. It all depends, because that can work for sheng as well, depending on how you work with it. Neldon also got a silver cup. You haven't used them before. You're excited for that? Yeah, that's cool. I think you're really gonna like that. Speaking of cups, I think it's time for me to figure out what cups I'm going to be drinking from tonight. There we go. Use this cup. Yeah, so we're going to be brewing up this teapot. Let's check this out. Let's take a look at the teapot first. So this one here is pretty nice. I like the clay. It's really nice. You can actually see a lot of the particulate like in the clay from where they polished it. I'm not sure if that actually shows up on the cameras, but it's got a decently high sound to it, which is nice to hear. It's a nice pot and it's dense. Now the lid's got a little bit of a wiggle to it, so it's not perfect. So, but it's gonna brew some fun tea for us today. We're gonna start it off with some Some of the Pasha-shan. I've been calling them the winter nugs. They have nothing to do with winter, other than the fact that we release them in winter. So I'm just kind of excited to call it the winter nugs. I don't know. Ty, tea at 11:30 a.m. Why not? Your temptations got to me. Cool. Yeah. So I guess you're Europe then, somewhere like that. Europe. Where are you at? That it's 11:30. I'm trying to think. That would be a probably good guess. Yeah, it's 9 p.m. here, so I decided to have a little late night. Late night tea session. Spent all day and all last night trying to get the site all set up for the sale and packing tons of orders and stuff. Really trying to get these last minute items, like packed up, ready to go, so people can get them in time for the holidays. What did Rose say? Rose, you want to pick it up earlier? Had to hold off till after the final since. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, you want to get your school stuff done first before you come in for the tea or for that teapot. You'll get distracted. So yeah, Pasha-shan, Lao Chateau. We're gonna brew up this super heavy nug. This chunky nug right here. And that one there's 8.5 grams, just like that. So this is a larger pot. It's actually, how big is this one? Where did I put the tag? I had the tag somewhere. This one is a lot heavier, a lot bigger. This is like 175 ml. That's a pretty big pot. So I'm gonna need probably like 12, 13. I'm gonna put all the biggest nugs I got in there. There we go. Another one here. Let's see what we're up to. That's 15. Just these two little nuggets right here. That's 15 grams of tea. So if you guys are unfamiliar with Lao Chateau and how Lao Chateau works, take a look. Show that off again. So it looks like I don't know, just looks like these earthy, chunky nuggets. And the wet pile fermentation process that turns shung pu'er into shou pu'er takes hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kilos of tea. It actually gets really heavy. And as they turn it, some of that material actually just keeps getting pressed down onto the bottom. And that's where this stuff comes from. It's naturally compressed in the process. There we go. This teapot's got a nice pour to it. Pretty quick, actually. You guys, if you have any teapots that don't pour very quick, one of the little tricks of the game, I'll show it to you. You can get a little tiny little file or a drill bit. You can actually go in and drill that hole out just a little bit more, just very finely. Drill that hole out. You can actually improve the flow of the water quite well. Yeah, Tanuki himself. It's the dreadlocks of show. That's a great way to describe it. It's the dreadlocks of show. The nugs, Ro, do the nugs have a different flavor compared to the non-nugs? Yeah, they really do. It's really interesting. They're generally they generally have more body. They're earthier. They'll brew for ever. They'll just brew and brew. Partly because they're compressed and they don't open up too easy. But no, nuggets are a ton of fun. They're called Lao Chateau. Old Tea Boss is what that means. Old Tea Boss, I think. Lana will correct me. I see here in the chat. What's up, Lawson? You know. Yeah, I tend to make a mistake because the translation for boss also translates as head of a company, the head, the chief. But first time I translated it as old man head, and that's definitely not what it is. It's old tea boss, old tea head. And this is so we actually have this material pressed in cakes, and then we have this material from the same wet pile fermentation, and it was just too good. Too good to pass up. Too good. So we'll just be this stuff here will brew probably longer than I'm willing to. The sound got echo-y. Sorry about that. Is it the music? What got echo-y? Sorry. It's possible. Maybe that's a little bit better. Sorry about that. I think it's having some yeah. I think I got it figured out. One of the volume levels was having some issues. So. There we go. We're going to give this one a couple really nice washes. You really do want to give shou pu'er the chance for some really good washes. You know, that wet pile fermentation is it's a really tricky thing, and it's a fairly dirty process. You really want to give it a chance. Really want to give it a chance to just kind of wash out any of that funk. So if you guys are actually sitting around having tea, let me know what you're having. Let me know what you're drinking. Lamudawa is here to have tea with us, dressed in her holiday finest. All right, this is gonna be a little bit tricky to get you into the Instagram camera as well. We'll see what we can do.
The Instagram actually make you really bright.
It's a fairly bright light. I can turn it down just a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, it's really bright.
Yeah, there we go. Maybe that's a little bit better. Hi, Lamu,
Hi, everybody.
the better half of Crimson Lotus Tea, wearing her holiday finest. The kids are finally in bed, so that's why we've got time to come out and have a little tea.
Yep, the best of the time. And the kids don't have any school next week.
So this is kind of fun. I've been making I've been repurposing little 3D things I 3D print, and man, see, that light is just way too bright. Repurposing some things that I 3D print and making them into little tea pets. So this little guy is it's kind of funny because this material melts so quickly that even just pouring it over it, they kind of melt down a little bit. But make sure the other guys get some too. So
is that healthy to smell? Melt classic.
This is just corn.
Oh, good.
Tanuki himself says Lamu's outfit is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Tanuki, thanks for letting me know about the Echo thing. I actually have a new machine, a new desktop for running some of the live stream stuff after the last one kept pooping itself. So we'll see how this one actually does. Let's see how this is. This is a heavy pot.
Oh yeah.
There you go. So this is the Pasha. This is the La Chateau from the Pasha.
So creamy.
This is super creamy. And anyone who orders from the Seattle inventory, that's good. Just a little bit, and then because otherwise it takes too long to steep it up, heat it up. Anyone who orders from the Seattle inventory during our sale, I will send a sample of the La Chateau. So Ro, you'll get a little sample tomorrow when you come by, pick it up. Ro's in the other chat. He says happy holidays to you.
Yay.
So, yeah. So the sale that we've got going on right now is pretty cool. Just kind of like just a last minute thing, give people an extra incentive. Just it's only 10% off the items from our Seattle inventory. So the Seattle inventory is just all the stuff that we have that can get packed up and shipped out UPS really quick.
To the U.S.
To the U.S. Yeah, I mean it ships quick other places, but not as quick. You know, if you're in the U.S. and you want something by Christmas time, USPS says that if I get it to them by tomorrow evening, that it will arrive in time for Christmas, and it should. That's like it's almost a whole week away. In the past, usually they give you until like the 21st or even like the 22nd for priority packages, but USPS has been a little slow lately. So
they need more people.
I don't think they need more people. I don't know what they need, but anyways, yeah, I'm sure you guys all have fun stories of USPS packages and deliveries and delays on the receiving end. So. But we will make every effort. If you need some last-minute Christmas ideas, the Seattle inventory is actually full of a bunch of new tea-ware, including this gorgeous Ishin clay teapot right here, which I think is only $100, which isn't a bad deal.
It's actually pretty big.
It's 175 ml, which isn't too big. It's really dense.
Compare over normal.
Compared to the normal Genshui and stuff that we do, which are much smaller. Yeah.
But I know in China this is small.
This would be a small teapot in China, which is that's the irony. Speaking of actually like small teapots, I'll show this one because this is one that we have actually on the site for sale right now as well. Look at that. How cute is that little guy? So this is only 60 ml. This is Genshui. This has actually been hand carved. So that clay inlay that you can see there, the different colors, that whole flower was actually carved out by hand and then different colors of clay are inlaid in there. So that's not painted, that's not glazed. It's like natural clay, and then it's carved out, put in there, and then smooth flat again. And then these little guys are super cute. 60 ml, perfect size for some solo brewing. Some nice little beautiful gentian flowers. And I think we only have 2 of these left. This was something that we put together a couple years ago, and we haven't we didn't do it again. So those are actually on the set. Roe highly recommends 2016 Beneath an Emerald Sea and Danger Zone from the Seattle inventory. Yeah, those are good, really good choices. Tuniki himself, yeah, it's a slick little pot. These are really, these little mini genchues are super brewers. All right, there we go. I'm gonna let this one steep a little long too, because it's these not Lao Chateau really wants to.
Yep, in some time.
And yeah, a pot like this, a little bit thicker pot, a little denser pot. You're gonna want something like something like a show pour. Some of the more delicate teas might get a little bit burnt in there. It'll handle shung. It can certainly handle shung depending on your taste profile and depending on the shung. Older shung's probably better than younger shung. Some of the younger shungs might not vibe super well with it, but we're gonna give this a try. Yeah, so new teas on the site. So we've got this material pressed as cakes from Pashishan. I don't think we've had a show pour from Pashishan before, so I'm really excited about that because that's it's just a super tasty show pour.
200-gram cakes.
Yeah, 200-gram cakes, pretty decent price. And then we're also selling the nugs, the Lao Chateau, in 100 grams, 200 grams, or 100 grams in a gentian jar, which is actually a pretty cool option. You need a cup. One of these.
Perfect.
I think you use one of these in a while. These are made by the same people that made our Instagram's favorite Celadon Gaiwans. That's what Gemma Lamo's going to be drinking with today. Very nice little cup. All right, let's check this out. It's not too dark. It's relatively clean.
And I can see the oil on the top.
Yeah, it's got a lot of oil on the top. It's got a really nice color in the in silver. It's kind of hard to probably see. It's harder to see on that camera. It's easier to say on this one here because I can get down. But nice color in that. Yeah, so we've got the Pashishan material. We've got the nugs from Pashishan, La Chateau. Dark Depths 2 has risen again from the deep. It's on the site. Kind of a little bit of a ninja drop on that one. Probably be posting some more about it. It's almost fruity. It's bright. That's really bright. I think the actual material is a little bit denser than it. Probably once it steeps a little bit more, probably it's still just first steep. Oolong Owl is in the chat. What is going on, Oolong Owl? Thanks for spending a little Friday with us. What are you drinking now, or have you done? Are you done for the day? You got some what have you been drinking today? Let's see, what do we got? Yeah, Oolong Owl says didn't see the live stream up. Yeah, just checking your YouTube, and you happen to see Crimson Lotus. Crimson Lotus in the Lamo Dao.
Yep. Haven't seen her for a year.
This is actually turning out to be like a nice little like Linwood local live stream. It's got Ro here. He lives about a mile away. You got Oolong Owl, which lives about 2 miles away. Oolong Owl is drinking some mint tea right now with rabbit fur. The rabbit fur mint tea. That sounds very fuzzy. It sounds very tasty. Ty says the Jingmai La Chateau you sell is so nice. After finishing the session, you boil the nugs in a pot and get everything out of it. Yeah, the nugs just give so much. They've got so much to give. Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you, Oolong Owl. If you guys don't know, my son was more or less attacked by a wild owl a couple weeks ago. Maybe I talked about it in a different stream. It was crazy. This giant owl just came down out of the sky and just landed like right next to him when he was outside at night. He was little spooked. Yeah, he was just out there by himself. The owl was about his size. It was a big owl. Rose says Linwood Tea Gang. Linwood Tea Gang, that's right.
Oh, we should do that.
Top me up just a little bit more.
Okay.
There you go. Just enough for that next steep. There you go. Oolong Owl says it wasn't her. Good. I'm glad. But yeah. So anybody have any fun holiday plans? Anybody got anything exciting that they're doing?
Do we have plans for Christmas?
No. I mean, just doing some regular. I guess there's a dinosaur thing, but that's not Christmas, right?
Nope.
Okay, I guess there's just a dinosaur thing we're taking the kids to this weekend, but it's not Christmas specific. It's just regular, ordinary, everyday dinosaurs. Let's see.
I like the flavor so far.
Yeah, it's really clean. Sometimes the Lao Chateau can be a little bit extra dirty, a little dusty, but I think I gave it a really nice, really good wash. I think this clay actually does really nice for it. So whoever gets this pot next, it'll have at least one nice session in it. And if you don't want to use it for show pour, it's fine. Just have just like one session or something like that in there. But I think it works pretty well for something like show pour.
Oh, it's actually have lots of large layers.
Yeah, there's actually a lot in there. Rat of Tea Time just joined. What is going on, Tea Time Rat? What are you drinking tonight? Ro is planning to visit every tea shop in Seattle for the holiday break. Well, you better get down to Phoenix soon because I think they're not even really open, but I think they're trying to sell some stuff off, but I'm not sure if they're doing like sit down tastings or anything like that. But
I think they're closing.
Yeah, they're definitely they will be closed by the end of the month. So, Shar, have you made a final trek down to Phoenix yet? So we went there a couple weeks ago, which is why we have new teaware to sell, because I had forgotten how much teaware that we had there on their shelves that we were selling, kind of like on commission kind of thing. I'd completely forgotten, so I was like, oh shoot, we've got a ton of Yixing to sell now. So I've been posting Yixing on the site, and yeah, Ro got that one. This one here will go to a good home.
Yep.
As well. That's a pretty quick pour too. Yeah, so after this tea tasting, I had to go and finish. I get to finish packing orders.
Sounds fun.
I try to be. Yeah, no, it's fun. I want to get I just feel like Santa Claus every time I got like a big huge giant bag and I take it to the post office, yep. especially this time of year. So.
And the kids did receive Santa's letter today.
Kids got a letter from Santa today. They're pretty excited. They wrote letters to Santa. We dropped them off for them a couple weeks ago. Okay, Gary, that's fine. Go ahead. Yeah. Oolong Owl was there in October. It was a ghost town already. Burien seemed dead. Yeah, it did. It really did. Which is sad to see. So especially that strip was pretty popular. But I don't know. That's it's tough. It's tough. I'm glad that we don't have to worry about having a retail tea business. It's really tough, really difficult.
And the business across the street of Phoenix Tea also closed.
Yeah, there was a really nice
fermented pickles.
Like a fermented thing and like an oil place, olive oil place. They had like a lot. You could actually go in there and pick whatever olive oil stuff you wanted, and like they'd like cold press it like while you waited and thing from whatever ones you wanted. It was pretty cool, and we used to get olive oil from there. And then that place is gone. It's hard. These the retail shops are it's pretty tough. I mean, it's pretty tough for a lot of businesses, but like those smaller retail ones, especially something like Phoenix, which really prided itself in being able to go in and sit down and have tea for like an hour or two. You just can't really do that in a COVID safe way.
Yeah, my dad said same in the Kunming. Lots of retail shops.
A lot of retail shops closing up.
Yeah. I think it's hurt the tea market in China as well. Yep.
This has some energy to it. This is a little heady.
Did you drink some other tea today?
I was too busy. I don't think so. I know I drank some tea. I know you drank some tea yesterday. Excuse me. I haven't had a chance to. I'm tired. Long day. But it's nice to be able to sit down, have some tea with people.
The body is getting thicker.
It is getting a little bit thicker.
Yeah.
So I wanted to show off a couple other cups and stuff. This is a really nice cup from Huaning. You guys can see that over there too. Huaning has some really gorgeous glazes. So they make all their own glazes. You know, like they go in the mountains, they dig out the minerals and everything you need, and they crush it up and build all their own stuff. And it's got a really nice fatty drip on there. Look at that. That's gorgeous. I love that. Actually, that's a really nice. That actually looks really cool in the widescreen. Really nice thick clay, good glaze. And we only have one of these left. Like I said, I'm trying to get everything from the Seattle inventory that we have, like sitting around in case people want some like last minute like Christmas ideas. A cup like this is only $50. $49.99. Really nice glaze. And because it's glazed, it can work with any tea. Excuse me. Also, yeah, put a little bit more in there. We got this really nice Genjan. This is one that we had kind of kept aside. We're kind of like gonna be selling it at some tea festivals and things. That's good, just enough to heat it up real quick. And but then we haven't had tea festivals in a while, and so this one's on the site too. And this one, it's Genjan's so tricky trying to actually like get like the colors to show up right. It's so light sensitive, and this one here in particular is much denser. It's got a nice it's got some nice oily sheen qualities to it. And this one was wood fired. It's got a nice piece of the kiln left on there, which somebody could actually kind of like grind off if they really wanted to, but we left it on there. And so this one needs a good home as well. Anybody need any last minute Christmas gift ideas? This little guy too. Selling a lot of one-offs. This is a really nice glaze on this one.
Looks like a
really
feather.
Pretty. Yeah, or almost like a field of flowers, right? Like
it does.
Forget what kind of flower would that be nice. Would make that. Yeah, the rumor is that the potter that we worked with was commissioned to design these and make these for the cast and crew of Ip Man, the movie. And oh shoot, I've got more of them up there than I realized. Yeah, I could put a couple more of these on the site. I guess if anybody wanted a set.
I like that tiny one.
This little baby. You want to drink from that tonight instead?
No, I will just take a look.
Look at this. Look at this little cutie. It's actually got a lot of color in there as well. If you get it just right. That's a super cute one.
Yeah.
I like that one. I remember I think one of the tea shops actually gave that one today.
Yeah, it's really
Oh, that one got broken.
It's good size for my hand.
Yeah, actually, I need to should get more of these on the site. Well, if anybody wanted like a nice set of like four matching cups, look at that. Look at those nice big fatty drips. That's my favorite part right there. If anybody wants a nice set of 4 matching cups.
It's so funny because in China, some people don't like the drip, right?
I know. They're like, oh, I'm so sorry that it's got drips in there. Like, looks so cool. I really like it when it's got nice big fancy drips on it. Well, so far, knock on wood, this new computer has been seemingly doing well. It hasn't crashed yet. I specifically left it on for like the last week because to make sure it wasn't like a heat issue. Rose says he's heard that Genjan softens the flavor of tea. What's your experience? You've never tried them before. Isn't that what our Genjan friend always says? Yeah. He's like, it's soft. Like in English, or what was it? No, in Chinese, like he's like soft water, soft water. He just keeps saying that.
Yeah, I don't.
It does. It's Genjan is like the opposite of silver. Silver like takes the tea and just enhances everything, and Genjan just like it's like butter. It's just like super smooth. Different teas like different ones. Some people prefer having more of a smoother, mellow tea. Excuse me. And then some people, I'm working too much today. Some people want something that's a little bit more precise. I think silver is probably more of a precision type instrument.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But yeah, Genjan can absolutely just makes everything smooth as butter. Even just drinking water out of a Genjan cup. I mean, honestly, anything that you put in Genjan can have that same effect. The potter that we work with, the Genjan potter we work with, he does a lot of he drinks wine in Genjan cups. You know, he literally uses it for everything.
Yeah, for Jinjan, the glaze material is really important because
It is.
Seems like you have to find the original tar, dig the original mineral. Actually, will have a much better experience than the modern Jinjan glaze.
Yeah, the modern Genjan glazes have been more or less chemically constructed in a lab, and they oftentimes look better, but the flavor experience is excuse me, it's not the same. So potter that we work with has access to all the original glaze sources. He doesn't. I mean, it's finite. It's not something that'll last forever. So, but anytime we have a chance to get cups from him, we always do that. But it's usually something that I pick by hand myself through his inventory. We've never actually bought anything remotely, which is why we haven't sold any Genjan in a while. Rose says it's kind of like clay where it rounds things out. Yeah, it is. It is kind of like it is like clay, but I think that the glaze itself is actually pretty iron rich, so it does more than just rounding it out. It definitely softens it. It's interesting. Genjan's really interesting. I think like the actual chemical composition of the glaze body itself is can be very beneficial, and it just looks gorgeous. I mean, some of those Genjan cups are just absolutely mind blowing. Do I have any anything super fancy?
Oh, this tip is strong. Do you want to use the glass fairness cup so you can see the color too?
I could, yeah. This one's been used a lot, and so it kind of gets washed out a little bit with time if you steep a lot in there. The Genjan doesn't necessarily like. Yeah, just look at that. That's just stunning, right? Get that light. Where's that light? Just so gorgeous. Look at that. Look at those colors. But I mean, like a cup like this is like probably on like the $500 level, whereas like a cup like this is, I think we've got it on the site for $80. So I mean, there's definitely a difference to the scale. Yeah, we can switch over to a glass fairness cup and just kind of get a better idea of the color of it for what's left.
Oh, this tip is really good. Super thick.
Let me give it a try. Yep. Anybody else have experience with Genjan? Want to give any interesting advice to Ro about it? Sorry, I'm OCD. I want my Lotus logo up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ro. If we were still doing some in-person tastings, I'd sit you down and we'd do some side-by-side silver, clay, Genjan, porcelain. It's really interesting to actually see it like that.
It tastes so different.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be like a tea expert to be able to tell the difference. It's crazy. Yeah, lao chow toast is different. I like it. I like it a lot.
Super creamy,
super
thick,
creamy.
very comforting.
Really
it's perfect for the evening tea.
Really mellow. Although I think this is I can feel it. I can feel it in my head. Lucy, are you still there? Lucy said she was going to drink up some Stormbreaker. Is it a little late? Is it a little late for Stormbreaker?
Good choice.
Maybe not. It's never too late for Stormbreaker.
I think most people don't need to work next week. So
Oh, that is it is that's right. It is Friday night. It's funny because like I have to wake up and start doing more tea orders and things like that. So I haven't really thought that like tomorrow is Friday. But yeah, I guess you're right. Tomorrow is Friday.
Yep.
I'll probably do another live stream maybe tomorrow morning, just for fun. Maybe play around with another teapot. Maybe drink some other tea. Right. Okay. So yeah, five new things on the site. Dark Depth 2, the redarkening has risen from the deep. We've got a cake of Pashishan, this exact same material. We've got the Pashishan Lao Chateau, the Winter Nugs. We've got Slumbering Dragon, which we haven't released yet this year. Don't have many cakes of that. And then Whispering Sunshine, a really nice material from Buying Shan, and we haven't been able to sell it in a while. Just haven't been able to.
One of the favorite.
Probably one of our favorite teas the first year.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And then.
But that tea just so old. They don't produce that much, so every year it's getting less.
Those trees, yeah. Some of those old trees, you don't want to overpick them. So they want those trees to last as long as they can. And but some of those really old trees, they just don't make too much in a given year. So I mean we. Maybe only like 10 or 15 kilos or something like that. It's
20,
really
25 kilos.
25 kilos. So
yeah, we bought
all that they had, and so we went ahead and pressed it all up into cakes. But even that's not that many. That's not many. It's not many cakes, right? 125 cakes, right? Something like that. Five per kilo. But then there's always like some loss and stuff like that. But we also have samples of it on the site. It's definitely worth trying.
That tea for me tastes like a super fruity
It's
drink.
very fruity. It's very it has really nice citrus vibrancy to it. It's a very crisp tea. It's very clean. Whispering Sunshine comes from one of the highest altitude gardens that we work with. It's what is it like? I mean, it's just I got it on the site. I don't remember. It's like 2,600 meters. It's high.
26. Oh yeah.
It's really high. Maybe 24. 26 might be a little bit too high. It's like maybe like 24. Somewhere about 24, 2,500 meters, and that's really high. And there's something about that, like the closer you get to the sun, especially for sun-dried teas, the sun. If you've not spent a lot of time like at high altitude, you don't realize like the sun feels different there. Like when Lamu and I in 2008, we were traveling through Tibet. We were up in Lhasa, and we spent a lot of time above 16,000 feet in altitude. And that's what 3,000 meters, something like that, right? I mean that's high. I mean you're realistically 3 miles closer to the sun, so you've got much less atmosphere. It's like the sun tans you different. Like the sun feels different.
The sun actually burn you.
Yeah,
so your skin will get burned like just a couple hours.
Yeah, so you have to be really careful when you're there, and we had to as well. But I had a very strange tan when I came back. It tanned me different than I would normally get tanned. But it feels different, and so I really feel that, especially for pu'er tea, where sun drying is such a critical. There we go. We got some color to it. It's nice. It's actually really nice and clear. Sometimes the Lao Chateau nugs are really just make a really dirty brew, but this is pretty nice. For pu'er tea, where sun drying is like a critical element to it, being closer to the sun creates a different tea experience. And Whispering Sunshine is quite a nice little tea.
And I think high altitude temperature change dramatically day and night. Also impact the flavor of the tree.
Yeah, because the trees. You're right. Because the trees. Yeah, depending on how like the just like the sugars and the chemical composition, like actually in the leaf and stuff. There's like a really high variation between warmth of the day and cold of the night. Yeah, because Well, Baiyangshang gets pretty cold at night, even
Yeah.
when we're there, like in like late spring, like early summer and stuff. Because
Cold. Yeah.
we've stayed at this farmer's house so many times.
It was
It
a lot
gets
of
really
fun.
gets really
They got
cold.
lots of cute goats.
Oh, yeah, a lot of cute goats. Ty says, "How does the new Pasha show compare to Nevermore?" They're two really different teas. Primarily because so this is the Pasha Shan show is all the leaf. It hasn't been graded out, so it's got big leaf, it's got small leaf, it's got middle leaf, it's got like a little bit more more stems. Nevermore is almost all like imperial grade, like just the buds, and because of that, it brews entirely different. Nevermore is excuse me, like a little bit thicker, a little bit more bitterness and astringency. This Pasha material is just chill, but it's Pasha.
I think this one have a more stronger tea energy.
This has much stronger tea energy.
This
what
one
was
have
the
lots of,
what was the age of this material? This was
this is big and old tree.
big and old tree,
Yeah.
and it was a mix of like spring and autumn,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So there's definitely some older tree material in this stuff, and yeah, you can feel it. Ro wants to know if there's any chance of a mini 5-gram sample of Whispering Sunshine in Seattle you can buy. It sounds really interesting. I have hundreds of little baggies of samples of things that I've been working with all year long, and in one of them is some Whispering Sunshine material. And if I can find it before you come tomorrow, I will give you a session's worth for free. Because you're awesome. Isaac Dasing heading out. See you later. Thanks for checking out the stream. We really appreciate it. Let me get a little bit of water there. Yeah, it's nice when you can see the base material actually coming through. We've had some really nice experiences in Pasha Shan. I don't think we haven't been anywhere in the last couple of years, but
last 2 years, yeah.
Maybe the last time we went there. Actually, it's been a couple years since we went there. Remember we were with all those other tea people.
Without Gary.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's 3 years, 4 years.
Well, I think maybe before Gemma. But they had these giant like murder hornets. Some guy had caught a bunch of them, like these big, huge, like massive ones, and they had these like hornets' nests that they had like killed and captured. And so I was sitting in one of the rooms, like looking at these just like giant nests, where like each hole inside of it is like this big, and they had taken out some of like the hornets and stuff. I wonder if I still have that picture around. It was like crazy.
I don't remember.
I'll see if I can pull up those pictures there. That was yeah, I'm pretty sure I still have them in here somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about these teas, let me know in the chat, and I'll see about answering him. Mad Hatter Tea Review just hopped on the Instagram. What's going on, man? Let's see. Oh yeah, I got it here. I'm pretty sure. I think I still have these pictures from Pasha. Figure out when it was. That was like 2000, maybe even 2018. I think. Last time. Time does go by so fast.
Yep.
Hey, look at that! There's a picture of I think this is wow. Okay, this is really dating. This is literally the first time that we started working with the farmer from Baiyangshang, the one that made the Whispering Sunshine. Look at that. We're actually like sitting there like looking at going through all of his like green leaf material before it's been processed. Lama was busy taking notes.
And it was back then the farmer doesn't even have a teapot, family's cup or gaiwan. So
that's literally where we brewed tea, sitting on that stone bench and like just with hot water. And that's his mom. She's like old as the hills, just sitting there like watching these foreigners buying up their tea.
I know.
I'll find it. It can't be much further.
Yeah,
it's got
I
a
still
scroll.
remember. I'm glad that you brought your own teaware the first year.
I did. I brought all my own teaware that first year. It really paid off. Oh, we're so close. We're so close. Where's those pictures?
So, yep.
It's all good. I'll
How
do it.
many seconds?
I'm just doing it until it goes. Yeah. Check this out. Okay. I did. I found it. Look at the size of that honeycomb, and look at the size of that bee. Right. That murder hornet. It's like the size of my hand.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy? Do you see that?
It's crazy.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that trip when we went there? I think that's when we.
I remember the trip you ate the raw bees.
That was this was a different time, I think.
Oh, it's so big. Maybe I'm not in that room. I don't have memory.
Yeah, look at that. Look at the size of that thing right next to my finger. This thing's a monster. Monster murder hornets. That's when they used to stay in Asia. Now they're in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh no.
Thanks, China. Sending your murder hornets over here. Local C Mart and Mad Hatter Tea Review. Yeah, what's going on, you guys? Yeah, the nice thing about Lao Tao is you can't really mess it up. You oversteep it, it doesn't care. It's just
I think it's
so chill.
Super in general.
Yeah, Char, I'm not sure if it's the exact same like variety of murder hornets. I mean, I know they came from Southeast Asia, apparently, the ones that are here now. I'm assuming there's some relation to those, but these things are terrifying. Terrifying. Like, you get bit by one of those, it's not going to be a good day. Today was not a good day. Yeah, crazy.
I know Gemma got a sting by a bee.
Yeah, poor thing. Poor thing. Kids, they don't know what to do. Gary's always saying that he got bit by a bee, but he just likes saying that I got bit by a bee. I'm like, no, you didn't, Gary. Ro, where have you been? Yeah, there's definitely murder hornets here. We've been fighting the murder hornets in Washington State and British Columbia. A lot of murder hornets in the area. The state does pretty good eradicating them as soon as they're found. They don't want to just eradicate them. Like they specifically they find one and like their bees are big enough they can put like geotaggers on them and then they track them back like to their hive and then they work on actually taking out the entire hive. They don't want to just kill the one. Mad Hatter Tea Review, sipping on some Boolong, watching Witcher Season 2. Don't spoil it for me, please. Don't say anything. We haven't started watching it yet.
Awesome. I'm
so excited for that. Saw you all jump online. What are you drinking? So we're drinking a new tea that is on our site. Pasha Shan Lao Chateau. Lao Chateau is the big, fatty, chunky nugs. Can you guys see that there? See that on this one over here? Yeah, this is man, look at this. This is a super, super dense one here. I guarantee you this one here is probably almost 10 grams. It's just so dense, right? And so yeah, we're also brewing it up in this gorgeous little Yixing teapot. By little Yixing teapot, it's 250 grams and also holds almost 200 ml. But yeah, we got the tea going up in here. This Lao Chateau stuff just brews forever. I swear, it just goes and goes and goes. Oolong Drunk is in the chat. Oolong Drunk, what's going on, man? Friday night, jumping on the Instagram, checking out what's going on in the tea scene. Good job, man. Yeah, so this is actually a teapot that we have for sale in the Seattle inventory. I'm taking a moment to give it a nice pre-season, get it started for whoever wants to pick it up. So and speaking of, there is a 10% off everything from the Seattle inventory on the site right now. And if you order tomorrow by 4 p.m. Pacific time, I'll be able to get it to the post office by 5 p.m. And the post office says that they'll deliver it in time for Christmas. Hey, Art of Jim, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, so if you need some last minute Christmas stuff, somebody you forgot on your wish list who wants a very nice Yixing teapot, it's 10% off. So it's not even. Oh, wait.
What happening?
It's sliding down. It's fine. The camera's just drooping.
It's pretty funny.
It's all good. It's still good.
It's actually pretty good angle.
Yeah, maybe I should have said it there originally. Anyways, yeah, if you've got somebody in your life that's in need of awesome teaware, there's some good unique stuff on the site right now. Unique meaning you see the picture of that teapot, that's the teapot that you're actually going to get, not one that looks like it. Marianne says needs to start up season 2. Yeah, I know. I'm so excited. So excited for season 2 of The Witcher.
Yeah, we've been waiting for a lot of months for this.
Yeah, that was I don't know.
I love that sound. They're calling.
Yeah, it's like that thing just got stuck in my head, and we were using that for every single possible phrase, like throw some tea at your pitcher. I don't know, we're a little bit silly here. Yeah, throw a bone at your butcher. How many did we come up with?
I also watching the selling on the I forgot what that was. Sunset.
Oh, selling it's that real estate one that's on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Is that what that is? What's that one? Selling Sunset? Something?
Yeah.
What's the name of that? Is that pretty good?
Is
it more drama-ish?
Yeah,
kind of like Real Housewives style. Yeah.
Really
I can't stand that stuff. Like 5 minutes into one of those shows, and I'm like, no. I even saw the trailer, and like I just saw a bunch of ladies sitting around like sipping margaritas, like arguing with each other, and I'm like, no. Art of Gym, that somebody in your life is you. Well, we've got a code Happy Holidays on the site. You're local too, right? Art of Gym, you're just you're Pacific Northwest. You're West Coast, right? Yeah, you'll anything you order from our Seattle inventory will definitely get to you in time for Christmas.
Actually, Santa may knock your door.
Ho ho ho! I've actually been known to do that. Rose in the chat, and I've dropped tea off at his house before sometimes. Just drive by, throw it out the window. Yeah, sometimes yeah. I'll bring tea. Well, I bring tea over to Oolong Owl sometimes. Yeah, 2-day shipping. It's not too bad. Usually, if it depends on if I can actually when I get it to the post office. Usually, if I get it to the post office, it's a little bit later. Our post office used to be open 24/7, which was awesome. So I could do what I do is like work like all night, and I would like pack orders till like 2 in the morning, and then I would bring it to the post office at like 2:30 in the morning, and then it would go out like first thing. But now they closed it down at like 7 o'clock at night, and so it's destroyed my whole rhythm. So it makes packages usually show up a little bit later, because once the post office opens, I'm asleep by that point in time. Local C-Mart, looking at those silver cups, super cool. Looks like your other order finally showed up in Canada. Oh, that's great. That's good. I love when an order finally makes it. Hopefully, Canada doesn't do too much weird stuff and makes it take forever. But no, the silver cups are really nice. Oolong Owl porch drop off. Yeah, porch drop off. I dropped off some tea for Oolong Owl a couple weeks ago. I even did like the Amazon click, sent her a picture of it, let her know it was there. So we didn't even have to we didn't even have to talk to each other. We didn't even have to say hi. We didn't have to do anything. I just tossed the tea down.
That's perfect for people who doesn't like social. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
the antisocial tea clubs.
Yeah, I think the COVID really helps for those type of people.
Yeah, I've always been quite the homebody, but the whole COVID thing has made me just not want to go out at all. And I've realized that I much prefer chilling at home with my fam, working in my garage at night and stuff. Yeah.
Because of COVID now, so many jobs you can work from home, so it's like COVID did bring some.
Yeah, that's actually helped a lot. So local C-Mart, it disappeared on tracking for a month. It's crazy. So here's what happened. Here's the disappearing on tracking. So the first thing that's interesting, we found out the hard way. There is no actual legal obligation on either side, the China Post side or like the Delivery Nation side. There is no legal obligation to actually provide any tracking at all. So all tracking that is done is purely by courtesy. So they have no legal obligation to even have it go through all the correct spots. It's this weird, funny thing that's actually specifically written into the actual agreements, the international agreements between nations, right? There's no legal obligation to do it. But what happens is it's the same thing that happens on the West Coast of the U.S. There is such a massive backlog of packages that they don't even open up the container until they have the capacity to process it through customs. And so what it means is you get an exit scan from China, which will be like, hey, airlines delivered it, or something like that is the translation. So what that means is they shipped it out.
that container that it's in, there's no way to actually track that container, right? Because your package has a per package scan, and that box itself has to go past the scanner. The whole container, you don't have no idea where that container is or what it's being done. And so until they have the capacity to actually process all the packages in that container, they won't even open it up. So it will sit at customs in Canada or customs in the US for weeks and weeks and weeks. And so there's no mystery to it. It's just sitting in some container for a really long time. Then eventually they open it up and then they scan and process those packages. So yeah, anytime you see it's left China, it's actually left China. And then the weight is just it's just sitting in some queue in the host country. You're right up in Vancouver. You're practically neighbors.
Really
That's the funny thing is just like I could probably even shipping USPS from Seattle to Vancouver, I could probably walk it to you faster than it would actually arrive, which is like the funny thing. We could just we could meet at the Peace Arch in the middle. I'd throw the tea over to you. I'm sure Customs and Immigration would love that. Dogs come out of the woods with SWAT team tackling us. So yeah, you've got all your roads and everything shut down as well. Yeah, that's right. You guys get a little bit more inclement weather than we do.
That's really lucky. Perfect for their Christmas.
Yeah, unless skiing. You need. Yeah, well, I mean, do you get skiing? Do you go up to Whistler? Do you do the? Whistler's kind of fun.
Yeah, I know.
Art of Jim, what is this funky green stuff? What is this funky green stuff? What are we talking about? What funky green stuff? What are we talking about? I don't know what's going on. Local C-Mart, that would be absolutely love that. There are a few spots that are easy to jump. Yeah, that would be pretty funny. Yeah, the trick is like what's that one little town? The town that's technically like landlocked onto Canada, but it's US property just because it's south of that one parallel. So funny. Did you know that, Lemo? There's a town that's attached to Canada.
Yeah.
But it's entirely surrounded by water. It just happens to be a piece of land that sticks below the parallel, and so it's not attached to America. It's not attached to the continental U.S. at all.
Yeah.
You can only get there by boat or by going into Canada and coming down. But it's technically America. That whole town has been thoroughly screwed with like the COVID thing. Like people can't even because literally there's no border. It's just like. Here's America, there's Canada. There's like homes that are on like both sides, but like they can't cross the line. It's so dumb.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Oh, that's what the customs agent would ask when they intercept your package over the border. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, green leafy material. You're going to jail. Justin, other T-Blog, what's going on? Thank you. Point Roberts, that's it. Point Roberts, it's pretty cool. What up, Krim? What's going on, Don Chaco? Good to see you guys. We're drinking some Lao Chateau. We're drinking some chunky nugs. Yeah, I've had remarkably good luck getting through customs related stuff with tea packages that we have, including even big huge giant 2 kilo bricks of tea where I'll bring it in the guy opens it up, he's like, dude, seriously, what is this? And I'm like, it's just tea. And they're like, it's just tea. And I'm like, if you got hot water, I'll steep you up some right now. And they're like, no, don't worry about it. Just get on here. Marianne reminds me of when I was tossed a baggie of tea to a coworker, got a weird look from the boss, and then had to explain. Yeah, the boss knew. The boss was just giving you a hard time. But yeah, some of those big loose leaf leaves, I don't know, looks like other stuff. Yeah, Ullingal, Port Roberts, that and Blaine. You have to have a great tea box there for tea muling. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Is having the PO box. People in Canada have a PO box right on the U.S. side of the border, and then they can get their tea packages right, so it doesn't have to wait because they just drive across the border. PO box in Blaine and pick up their stuff. But I think that got all messed up with COVID as well. Mm-hmm. Oh, local C-Mart used to get cheap gas in Point Roberts. Not now. Yeah, that's.
Why the gas is cheap?
Well, because it's on the U.S. side, and so
US is cheaper than...
different taxes, and also because of the exchange rate and stuff.
Gotcha.
Well, it depends on when it is and stuff. I don't know. It's actually probably more taxes than anything else. should stay in Canada, Canadians. Quit taking all our gas.
The gas is getting so expensive here.
Gas down here is crazy expensive too.
I mean, it's like 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, it was like it had actually gotten down. It had gotten under $2 here, hadn't it? Yeah, it was.
I mean, close to $2.
Yeah,
I don't know whether
that
it's
was,
under $2.
Yeah,
But I think it's really low in my lifetime.
yeah, it's getting above 4 here at some places. It's getting a little crazy. Dude, I told you guys these Lao Chateau, they just don't stop. They just don't stop. It's actually probably not even all the way done yet. Where'd my little tongs go? Pick at it and see how it looks.
It's open up a little bit.
Oh no, it's still pretty chunky. It doesn't look too great like that, but yeah, that's it.
The leaves are still.
No, those leaves are good, but no, it's still like this one here is like this chunk is actually still really dense, really dense. I usually don't. Some people like to actually take them, break them apart, and stuff like that. I usually don't. I just kind of like let it steep through it. Makes for nice longer sessions. Yeah, but if you're looking for a budget tea offering, you want to sit down, brew something all day long. Lao Chateau.
You can even
Won't
drink
stop.
the next day. That's what I do.
You like my tongs? I like these tongs too. We sold some of these on the site for a while, right?
Yeah.
I think we did.
Oh, we did.
I really like
By the
these.
way,
I like
so
these
out of
these
them.
root end ones. Pretty cool. Yeah, we it's hard to keep some of these unique things in stock sometimes. Local C-Mart is actually $2 per liter. I don't even know how that translates. That's like $17 a foot of gas. I don't know. Even when I'm in China, I'm like, because I have to do everything in China. I'm like, I don't even bother. I don't even know. I just keep paying. Oh, Chinese gas. Actually, you've got the records? What do we usually pay in China per liter? We drive a lot, so we actually spend a lot in gas.
It's like 400-500 yuan for that vehicle. So it's like
to fill up that vehicle.
Yeah, so like $65 to $70.
And how many liters does that thing take?
I think it's a little bit more than Nissan Juke, right?
Yeah, but Nissan Juke is in 10 gallons.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it's probably at least like $5 or $6 a liter, right?
That's what.
Yeah, that's US probably. Let's see. Hold on. Let me scroll down. I missed the chat. Don Chaco, what tea method do you use for 300 ml pots? You have a 375 single hole pot because you just don't know what kind of tea would complement it. I think it's a little bit more about the clay composition than it is the actual size of it. This one here, for example, is really thick walled clay, and because of that, I think that works a little bit better for teas that really like it hot, that need that extra heat. You know, something like show pour. A really delicate green, I probably wouldn't run in this pot. And so this actually isn't. This is a pot that we've got for sale on the site. So we're just working, doing the good work, doing the tea lord's work, pre-seasoning it for the next person so they get it and be ready to go. Give it a nice little bath on the outside. Let it start to soak up some of those tea oils. Don Chalky, I wonder what the tea ultrasonic sounds in a silver teapot while brewing would taste like. Not entirely certain what you mean. I wonder what tea ultrasonics. So like if you took the silver and I don't know, man. I haven't had enough tea to understand what you're talking about. maybe I've had too much tea.
Next time we should do our silver teapot. Oh, it's up there.
We can do a silver teapot. Yeah.
We've been using.
I haven't used the silver teapot in a while. Look at this. Look at this. This nice, gorgeous patina. This thing's starting to develop. I really like the colors on that there. Oolong Owl will recognize this. Oolong Owl had the pleasure of borrowing this while we were in China once. Let her work her magic on it. Let her play around with it. Yeah. We'll do another little session in this guy one of these days. I like this one.
Yep.
There we go. Stay up there.
We didn't forget about it.
I haven't forgot about you, buddy. We'll bring it back to you. I've just been focusing lately on teapots and things that we have like available to sell. Speaking of, actually, Oolong Owl will recognize this. Oolong Owl was lucky enough to get one of these. So this is a really interesting pot, and I will explain. So when genshui is made, this is generally how it'll come out of the kiln for like black genshui, right? It'll come out of the kiln like this. This time, this is what they came out of the kiln like, and it wasn't wood fired, and there wasn't anything special that was done to it. But sometimes the kiln everything's just right. The heat, the oxidation, and everything is just perfect to create these like gorgeous purple hued roughness to it. And this is it's so tactile. It's metallic. It's like Oolong Owl says it's like purple plum metallic. It's totally different in person. Like this is really one you just want to feel it and touch it. It's just a really gorgeous pot. And so this one here, and there were only just a handful of these that actually turned out like this, and it's just super rare. This one here actually had a crack running through the bottom of it, and so we sent it to sent it over to Whispering Pines, right? And had him run kintsugi on it, so you can actually look at that. You can actually see inside of there. That crack was which one?
The other side.
I will. The crack was actually repaired with kintsugi, and because the other side is where we do our stamp, you actually have the actual Crimson Lotus is inlaid with gold. It's inlaid with gold now as well. So you got the gold crack on the inside and the Crimson Lotus on the outside. So this is a very rare pot. We do not have. In fact, this is pretty much it. That's the only one. That's the only one that's like that. It's the only one that's going to be like that. And so it's one of those ones that I've been very, very tempted to keep in the Crimson Lotus tea family. But I have way too many pots, and that one there could go to a really good home. And it's not cheap. That one is $300 on the site.
Touch of the gold.
Touched by gold. Don Chaco, like how boiling agitates the tea. What if you boiled the tea while blasting ultrasound waves at it for the ultimate agitation? Do it, man. Set it up. Let me know how that works. Justin, the Tea Blog, you're out. Have a good one. Thank you so much for joining us. Don Chaco, good question. Can you break down the process for another person to do kintsugi? I broke the handle on the aforementioned pot. The gist is relatively simple. I mean, you take some form. I mean, there's traditional ways and modern ways. You take some form of glue that is used to put the pieces together. But then what you do is, once the pieces have sealed, you use an adhesive inside of the crack lines, and you would sprinkle in gold dust into those crack lines. And so instead of trying to hide the broken part, you're actually accentuating it, which is the entire idea. It's a very Japanese idea of just like beauty through unintended bad things. And so when a teapot breaks, they don't get upset and throw it away. They convert it into something that's more beautiful than it was originally. And so there's a bunch of people in the U.S. now that do kintsugi stuff. If you're doing like the traditional Japanese style kintsugi, it requires access to some pretty noxious chemicals, and you've got to be really, really careful that things dry at the correct time and they stay away. The aromas stay away from yourself, and you don't breathe them. The binding agent that's used is more or less concentrated poison sumac rosin, and that is wildly toxic. Jared McFarlane, what's going on? Some of the modern Western style methods use some interesting like epoxy rosins and things like that, which aren't as toxic. But if you're doing it like the traditional Japanese approach, and there's guides and stuff online, you can probably jump on YouTube. It's like, how do I do kintsugi? People sell like kintsugi kits and stuff. So if it's something that you want to try for yourself, yeah, give it a go. Watch some YouTube videos, figure it out. If not, it's not a bad idea. It really doesn't cost too much. I mean, you could probably between 50 and $100 to have your pot like fixed or replaced, and it's usually done pretty well. The guy that runs Whispering Pines, hit him up. He's got he's pretty active on Instagram. I haven't talked to him in a while. He does really good stuff. Don Chaka wants to reset the old pot. You can yeah, do it. You know, I'd actually, it's a pretty complicated thing if you want to get into it yourself. If you're super handy and doing stuff like that, go for it. But if not, like send it to hit up somebody like what's his face who runs Whispering Pines and see, he's in Michigan, so we've actually sent him, you know, like a bunch of teaware that was broken in the past, and he fixes it all up. I think we'd probably actually trade him for some tea, so it works out good. But he does really good stuff, and you can actually, once you get it set up, you can actually do that inlay with like whatever you want. And so some people will take and do it with like crushed turquoise. You know, you take like turquoise rocks, crush it down into like a blue turquoise powder. And so depending on like the teaware, if it's like a super black teaware, it might look really nice, like having, you know, like some accents in turquoise, or some other like some like crushed like opal dust or something like that. Really cool. Lot of creativity that can come with it. Rose says Alchemichael is not about Kintsugi. If they want to ask him about non-toxic materials, there you go. Alchemichael, the artist for Altered State, hit him up. He's up in Vancouver. If not, Vancouver, Canada. If not, hit up Whispering Pines. He's in Michigan. He does really good stuff. He is actually the one who did the purple pot. The purple metallic pot. Yeah, I think, did we maybe have like one jar, right? We kept maybe one jar of the purple metallic for ourselves, maybe. It's probably in Kunming or something like that. I don't think it's here, right? Because we had like a handful of those jars, right? I can't remember. I think we've got one jar. Man, that was just, seriously, like that's the best Gen Shui stuff that we've ever seen. And that's the last of that teapot there. You're not going to see, you won't see that anymore. We were there. We got to pull these out of the kiln while it was still warm. Hold them in your hand. It's just like while they were still warm from the kiln. Like such a magic little moment. It was like giving birth, and especially like the bigger ones. Like it was like dragon eggs pots. It's like, I mean, I say this every time. Yeah, I felt like Khaleesi, King of Game of Thrones, just holding these hot dragon eggs in my hand. Yep. Don Chaco says, "How's the tea?" This tea is mentally energetic more than I thought, but still just very, very, very calm and relaxing. Very, very happy with this. This is I mean, shoot, how many steeps have we done? And we still got like, it's about the exact same color level as it was when we first started it.
Very consistent, the flavor.
Super consistent. This will just keep going. Any orders that are made from Seattle between now and Christmas, I will toss in a sample of the. I've been calling them the winter nugs. It has nothing to do with winter, but it just sounded funny, and I was just like, I posted on Instagram the other day, the winter nugs are coming. So
they're here.
I'll toss in some samples of the winter nugs for anybody who puts in an order from the Seattle inventory. How's Jared in front? How's Dark Depth 2? It's amazing. Dark Depth 2 is awesome. Dark Depth 2 is pressed. It has released. The Kraken has been released. Kind of did a little bit of a ninja release late last night. If you order it today, it will likely arrive in time for Valentine's Day. So maybe a little treat for you and your special lady.
Yep.
No promises. Don Chaka says, kick-ass cups. You've been meaning to get one. Ended up with a couple silver inlay Genshuan. Yeah, no, the silver inlay stuff is just so gorgeous. I love it. Chinese New Year. It'll probably be here by Chinese New Year. Hopefully, no promises. Yeah, anything that doesn't get here, Chinese New Year, the whole country closes up. Yeah, no, this is nice. But no, Dark Depths 2 is great, and we'll probably do a I don't have the cakes here myself, of course. I mean, they were literally just pressed, and so we have some on the way. So I can't really. It's hard for me to like do like a hey, here's a release party like we would normally do. Everything's all messed up because of COVID. Things just take forever.
Unpredictable.
Forever. Very unpredictable. Our orders get shipped back and forth like all the time. It's made everything super frustrating. So the irony is that some customers will probably actually get the cakes before we do, which is kind of funny. But I think I have enough of the base material here that I could do a loose leaf blend recreation and kind of like have like a tasting of it in a live stream thing. But no, I'm really excited about getting that back.
We tried so many the flavor.
We tried
so
that
many
so many times. Oh, I forgot to tell you. The artist, this guy here, Carl Faulkner, he moved back.
Oh yeah.
He lives like 2 miles away.
Oh wow.
Like, I mean, he literally lives just like right over in Bothell.
Oh nice.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
I was like, he messaged me like at 2 a.m. They're like, hey man, just wanted to let you know, like, we're back in the area.
Yay.
Just wanted to say hi.
That's
I don't know, maybe he's even watching the live stream. He actually said he drank through all the cakes that we gave him. He's like, yeah, dude, that's a really good tea. And he's not even really much of a tea person, so I was kind of excited to see that. So I'm like, well, got some more cakes coming for you, buddy.
It's so nice to say over friends. Used not be a tea drinker, but they become the tea drinkers.
It's all part of the plan.
The first steep is free.
The first steep is free. That's it. Oh, tea drunk stuff, guys. I'm probably gonna call it on this. I still have orders. I gotta go downstairs. I gotta pack more orders. So if you guys know anybody that wants some tea delivery that will make it in time for Christmas, you need some last minute gift stuff. There's some really nice unique tea ware on the site, special stuff that is single, one of a kind. So when you buy it, you get it. Nobody else gets it. And if you order it before 4 p.m. tomorrow Pacific time, I will get it to the post office by 5 p.m. And they say it'll get there by Christmas. So there should be enough time. Don Chaco says, do you think there's any ways for Eastern tea origin to migrate to the States? You love the terroir samples, interested in how to get a hold of tea clay from our environment. There's quite a number of people that are making tea grown in the United States. Do a Google search for that. There's some U.S. tea farmers alliances. Some really interesting stuff going on. There are some potters that are actually starting to build Gong Fu teaware out of locally sourced clays in the U.S. Sanguine Teapots, Mark Moeller is one. He works with a clay from the North Georgia mountains from Lizella. Really cool stuff. So yeah, we're here. It's there. It's happening, man. You just gotta dig around. You gotta find it. But there's it is possible, which is really great to be able to see like how that terroir and stuff affects things, and being able to find like local grown teas and local. I mean, you're obviously not gonna get Gushu pu'er in the U.S. for another 200 years. So plant some trees, and your great grandchildren will thank you for it if they don't cut it down. Yeah, exactly. BA, you only have to wait 500 years for the good stuff in the U.S. You're right. Nearly everything grown in the U.S. is a small leaf varietal, Camellia sinensis. It just grows faster. It's easier to produce. Like make black tea, make green tea,
White tea.
Make white tea. There's not much of a focus on making well, I mean, you technically couldn't even make pu'er in the U.S. because of the name of pu'er, but you could make something like pu'er. But that's a whole political thing. Tea, it's happening. You're right, Jared. Marianne, it's expensive. There are some interesting teas from Hawaii. So I said there's no old tree material in the U.S., but there might actually be old tree material in Hawaii. So they found like the first like Asian immigrants. I mean, from like mainland Asia into Hawaii were like 200-ish years ago, 200, 250 years ago. I'm not sure on the exact details. And apparently they brought tea plants with them. And recently, like within the last 10 years, they found like really large old growth tea trees actually growing in the jungles in Hawaii, and they've started to process material from them. And I assume I'm not entirely certain, but I assume some of them are large leaf varietal, just because of the way the trees were described. But it's something obscene. Like, I mean, they're just making like even just like really simple like green teas and white teas out of them. But I mean, it's just like something ridiculous, like $20,000 US per kilo or something like that. It's just it's kind of crazy, but it's really interesting, interesting stuff. What's it? Oolong Owl might know about that. She could probably say some more. I'm only speaking like third hand. Friend of a friend, some guy told me there's some tea in Hawaii from old trees and some Asian brought over there 200 years ago. I just don't.
And every time you tell this story, the year is going up.
It's older and older. It's actually only 10 years old, and it was like planted in a seed pack from Monsanto. Don't trust anything I say when I'm this tea drunk, guys. I'm really sorry. Oolong Owl says there's some crazy, faked with science, magic, high altitude oolongs out of Mississippi. If it's science, though, is it really fake? Gotta trust the science. That's what you label the tea. Just label the tea. The name of the tea is trust the science. Just blind taste it.
Just by the description, make you want to try.
Don Chaka says the government needs to grant to poach a few tea master lineage some of our mountains. Yeah, we'll see if that actually happens, right? Don Chaka says, wish you lived in a place like Tomu Village where every house is processing tea. After a while, it just becomes a job. It's funny. Like we'll talk with some of the kids in the tea villages, and they're like just kind of talk about how like amazing it is, like working with the plants and like all that stuff. And they're like, dude, the only reason I'm here is because I didn't pay attention in school. They're straight up honest. So like if I had paid attention in school, like I'd be having some like fancy job in the city. And he's like, right now, like all I'm doing is like working every day, working every night, and trying to like have my younger sister not follow my path so she doesn't have to like stay in the village. So it's like it's really hard kind of like coming to grips with that and realizing that a lot of times the people that stay just don't have a choice.
People live in the village, they
Yeah.
always want to go to the city, but people
Yeah.
in one city want to go to village, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People always
They've got it much
like-
better. They've got it much better in the villages than the cities.
I know,
think.
the
I don't
food
know.
are yummy.
So good.
the air
so much
is
fresher.
better, water
Air is
is
better.
better,
The water's
people
better.
live longer there.
Everything's better. Some things aren't better. Some of the tea mountains. So there's some things that just don't really translate well in video, and sometimes that's aroma. Some of those tea villages just kind of run open sanitation systems where everything just runs out into the street gutters and stuff. They don't actually have like sewers and pipes and things like that. So I don't know. It's just all part of it. It just washes down the tea mountain, becomes fertilizer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right, Jared McFarlane. Ancient Hawaiian secrets. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it here. I'm getting a little tired. I gotta go do some more tea packages. But yeah, please tell everybody about our last minute holiday sale. You can just go to crimsonlotustea.com and use Happy Holidays at checkout. All the information is on there. Oh, and we still got you can still somebody can win this cake of the original Dark Depths. I've got it right here. All you got to do is take a picture of yourself drinking our tea, tag it with Crimson Lotus Tea, put a hashtag on there, #Crimson Lotus Tea, and at the end of the month, the lovely Llama will go through all the submissions and create a database of it, and we will randomly select one from that one winner who will get a cake of the original Dark Depths, of which there are no more. So
unless the magic box show up.
Unless the magic box shows up, the 70 kilos that got lost in New Jersey.
It disappeared for a year now. Do you think there will be magic happening?
It's been gone for more than a year. Like since like last October, it's gone. Like if it magically showed up one day, I'd be so happy. But I just
if
just
it's
don't
magic
know.
show up, we can give a tome out.
Yeah, I would be so happy if it actually just showed up. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much. Happy holidays to everybody. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you're celebrating. I'll probably do another live stream tomorrow morning, so tune in. Probably have a different teapot, brew up some other stuff. Talk about some of our other teas and tea offerings. So, anyways, thank you so much, and have a good night.
Do you turn off that video?